When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
With top free agents available, there's Des Bryant is the big name one, obviously, because you are Dallas. First of all, Dallas loves to overhype their stars a lot, but granted, he deserves the hype. He's Dallas's touchdown leader all time already, and he only played 8 seasons.
And that is a very historically known franchise. So he's kind of a big deal, Des Bryant. He's kind of a big deal.
But the thing is, he's dropped off since Tony Romo's left. Tony Romo loved him. Tony Romo gave gave him a lot of career yards and everything. But Dak Prescott has just not been gelling well with him at all. You see his completion percentage go down and down as a receiver, which is a stat just as important as quarterback's completing percentage. He's at 49%. Less than 50% chance he's going to catch the ball.
And that is pretty bad.
And then he feels like he's been screwed over. And we saw the Instagram post, we saw the TMZ post about him where he threw up the deuces and drove off, and he felt smited by the Cowboys. And I think it was a bit wrong of him because he's 8 years in. You know this is a business. You know that you've been having bad years consistently. It's gone worse and worse every year. Your touchdowns gone down. Your yards have gone down. Your completion percentage has gone down. Your catches have gone down. You know they're overpaying you already by $12 million a year. Mm-hmm. Jerry Jones wanted to restructure his contract and be like, hey, man, we want to keep you because we love you. All right? We just don't want to pay you $12 million. He needs to also understand that maybe the Cowboys was his best fit to just stay there and maybe sign a 1-year prove-it deal and prove to the Cowboys, oh, this was just fluky years. But he became, a bit selfish and decided, nah, y'all just trying to screw me over. And now he's going to other teams, and they said there's been reports by Ian Rappaport, I believe, and by the NFL Network that half the league already doesn't want to sign him because he's demanding too much money. Because he said he wants to get paid more. You already were getting top 5 receiver money, and you're performing like a top 200th receiver,
Yeah.
But teams that I'm looking to need him, I think, first of all, New England. New England is on every veteran's list because they always seem to pick up. Got Randy Moss has been known for, even Albert Haynes. Chad Ochocinco was a guy that was on there too. They like to pick up those types of guys because, listen, the talent is there. Obviously, It's just willing to work and to see if they can make something out of nothing. And put it this way, the Patriots have used first round picks to traded for guys. They used a second round pick. They trade for Coney Ely for the Panthers. Mm-hmm. They cut him just like that because they know draft picks is just draft picks. So why not take a flyer on him? But at the end of the day, it's about how much money does he want. And I think the Panthers would probably be, because he can still be, I still think he has the potential to be a number 1 receiver. I think that's what he is, though. He won't be a slot. Mm-hmm. And maybe at worst he'll be your number 2. But he needs to go to a team that needs a true number 1. And him and Cam Newton, first of all, you have an established quarterback there. You have a good quarterback who likes to throw the ball deep. And he's a true number 1 receiver. And I think that would be a great fit. Other guys on this list, I have Jonathan Hankins, a defensive lineman. He's a great run stopper. I think the Falcons can use him as a good replacement to Dontari Poe, losing him. Brashad Breeland, cornerback for Washington, underrated. But the biggest concern is he would have already been signed. He just failed multiple physical tests, meaning, and as the public, we don't know what those physicals are. We don't know if it's a heart condition. We don't know if it's a back problem. Because if you haven't been signed yet and you fall, that means it must have been a serious injury. That to the point where he can't play. And that's the you see it on draft days about certain players falling down because of a heart condition. Maurice Hurst from Michigan, who's got drafted by the Raiders, he was a first-round pick talent, dropped all the way to the 5th round, I believe, because of a heart condition. Because some teams feel like he may die on the field, which is crazy to think that stuff like that. And obviously, you see, if he dropped that far, there's a lot of teams' medical reports believe that. But every team doctor is different, Yeah. Navarro Bowman, a great leadership at middle linebacker, team who needs a nice, solid linebacker. He's not who he once was, but he's still a great. If your middle linebacker's been hurt, he's a great. He isn't
fill-in guy.
Yeah, he's a great stopgap guy. And Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, he's a great Band-Aid cornerback, I believe. He's a guy who can't play slot, but if you have already an established cornerback, I do believe he can play number 2 still to this day.
Yeah, he last made a Pro Bowl in 2015. You know, I think the guy still got a little bit of wheels on him. He can still play, I believe, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie.
Yo, any other guys you want to add to the list that you got on there?
You know, being from Texas, you know, I got to throw Brian Cushing in there, even though he's, you know, been
Suspended.
been off the scene a little bit with these PEDs and all of that stuff. But I mean, you know, the guy started off as great as you could start for a defensive player. You know, got defensive rookie of the year. This guy, he started off at a high.
Even though with J.J. Watt was on the team, he was the team leader. Mm-hmm. He was undisputed the team leader. J.J. Watt is the raw guy. Like, you know, on my face is on every H-E-B commercial here in Texas. I'm on every commercial, Papa John's and all.
Brian Cushing's the headbutt other players with no helmet on type of guy.
I don't take no kind of crap from nobody kind of player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is the suspension, obviously, with the PEDs that happened. And he's also, ever since the injuries, because he had 2 bad knee injuries of cut blocks that ended, and he's never been able to recover since then. And it's really sad because, like you said, he would have still to this day been a great linebacker. One of a top 10 linebackers, or even top 5, because his upward projection, his first 3 seasons was great. Mm-hmm. And he was, like, when he came in, D'Amico Ryans was the best linebacker there, and he easily, as a rookie, already outshined him. And he was a big defensive piece there.
Mm-hmm. Good squad.
Right. Anybody else outside of Brian Cushing you got on that list?
Well, you already said most of them. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Dez Bryant.
What about Dez? How do you feel about him?
I feel like Dez Bryant, I mean, I know a lot of people have already said the Green Bay Packers, but if I was Dez Bryant, that's where I would want to go because, you know, what's been stirring around in the media a lot, I know he's heard it a lot, is that, he's washed up, he's slowed down, he can't do the same things that he used to do. So if there's any quarterback who can make anybody look good nowadays, who can do that? Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to Green Bay if I'm him, and I'm going to have at least a 1,000-yard, 1,100, 1,200-yard season, you know, let Aaron Rodgers boost my numbers up a little bit, and then pretty much he'll tell everybody, hey, shut up, you know, like, I can still play, you know. You guys don't know what you're talking about. I can still play. So that's where I'm going if I'm Dez Bryant. Aaron Rodgers.
And me and you have relatively the same idea. He wants to, I said New England, Tom Brady, established quarterback that has made guys something out of nothing, you know, essentially. Same with the Panthers. You have Cam Newton, an established quarterback. Mm-hmm. He needs to make a smart business decision and go to a team that has an elite quarterback, not just a good one, an elite guy to help you put you in spots to make great plays. And I think the teams we listed are great choices for him. I mean, obviously, you know, there's teams like Matt Ryan and the Falcons. First of all, you're going to go to a team that's loaded, and they just drafted a receiver, meaning you ain't going to get no touches like that. And, you know, Phillip Rivers, maybe even the Chargers, you know, they also drafted a receiver last year, and Mike Williams, who they're expecting to merge, and Keenan Allen, and stuff like that. I would suggest him to not go to a quarterback that just drafted a rookie and looking for him, because I feel like he wouldn't be the one a rookie would target as much. He needs to go to an established quarterback that knows him, but knows that what he can provide to the team. And also an offensive mind that can put him in great positions in order to be successful.
Yeah.
And I think also leaving Dallas ultimately was maybe a right career move. Maybe he does need to go somewhere else. I know the Dallas Cowboy fans love him, but maybe Dak Prescott, you know, that ain't his quarterback. You know, obviously we have seen that.
Yeah, all those numbers have went down ever since playing with him. So,
and it's weird to see why, because he's easily the most talented receiver on the team still. Yeah. Because they have Cole Beasley and I believe Williams on the team, and he's still better than them. He just doesn't get the ball.
Jason Witten's as slow as molasses.
And he don't play there no more. He's now an ESPN analyst. He's the Monday night analyst there now. Yeah. But still, like, you know, It's been a big drop off since Dak became the number one.